Welcome to a series called the Book of Enoch, where we're going through the Book of Enoch to see what it's like in the days of Noah. The principalities of this earth have not changed since then. Same thing happened then has happened now as evil tries to consume the earth. And what we're seeing is we got in a place where the Watchers, 200 angels, have fallen, and they laid with women, and they gave birth to a race of Nephilim who consumed mankind, and now God is divvying punishment. And part of that punishment was binding the one particular angel and then having all the other children of the Watchers start to slay each other, turn them against each other, so to say. So we're just going to pick it up there in chapter 10, verse 11. And the Lord said to Michael, go bind Semjazan, he's the leader of the Watchers, and his associates who have united themselves with women as to have defiled themselves with them in all their uncleanness. And when their sons have slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, bind them fast for 70 generations in the valley of the earth, till the day of the judgment and of their consummation, till the judgment that is forever and ever is consummated. In those days they shall be led off to the abyss of fire and to torment, and the prison in which they shall be confined forever. And whoever shall be condemned and destroyed will from thenceforth be bound together with them to the end of all generations. And destroy all the spirits of the reprobates and the children of the Watchers, because they have wronged mankind. Destroy all wrong from the face of the earth, and let every evil work come to an end, and let the plant of righteousness and truth appear. All right, so I'm going to pause there, because there's a lot going on here. Ultimately, what you have is God is trying to wipe the evil from the face of the earth. And you have Azazel, who taught the most evil. He was immediately cast into the pit. But these other angels were forced to watch their children destroy each other, and then they're cast into this pit. And this pit is the same pit. It's a bottomless pit. It's where they bind. It's like jail, essentially, for fallen angels, demons. It's the same jail that Satan will be cast into for the 1,000-year reign of Jesus Christ. So ultimately what you have here is, they're thrown into this jail, and then eventually Satan's going to join them by the time Christ returns, and then that goes on for 1,000 years, and then they're all then released and then cast into the lake of fire. So we're going to go to Revelation and kind of go over that. So ultimately what you have is, we're looking at two timelines. Christ's return. He then takes all the evil spirits that still remain, because keep in mind, there's only a third of the angels fell, and you can't count the number of angels that fell with Satan, but it was a third of them. So we're only talking 200 angels, fallen angels, the Watchers that are being bound at this moment. Only 200, a small, tiny fraction of whatever that number is. So here we go. So these other fallen angels, they kind of stay with us, and then Satan's with us, and then eventually they're also put in the same place, but only at Christ's return. So let's go to Revelation 20, verse 1. Then I saw an angel coming down from heaven, having a key to the bottomless pit, and a great chain in his hand. He laid hold of the dragon and the serpent of old, who is the devil and Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years. And he cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal on him, so that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years were finished. But after these things he must be released for a little while. And then he's released, and he causes the Gog Magog to take place. None of these fallen entities are cast into the lake of fire until the final judgment. And that's really what he's referring to, is he's saying bind them until the final judgment. So they're just in jail a lot longer than Satan is, but they all have the final outcome. We'll start at 10. And the devil who deceived them was cast in the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and they will be tormented day and night forever and ever. So ultimately what you have here is you have a third of the angels fell with Satan. 200 of them laid with women and taught them the secrets of the world, and evil corrupted the world because of them. And because of that, God is saying, put them in the bottomless pit. And once they're in the pit, and they're not in the pit yet, there's lots going to happen between now and then, but once they're in the pit, they stay there. And then meanwhile, the other rest of the fallen angels, most of the third and Satan, they continue to do a similar thing. They're not sleeping with women, that I understand, but they're causing other chaos and evil amongst the world, including possessing people and causing disease and causing death and causing violence and causing war and causing fornication. They're just not necessarily doing it themselves. But in the end, they also would be put in that bottomless pit, bound with their, all of them. So nothing evil is on the earth. And then eventually they're released where they cause the Gog-Magog war, and then they're all cast into the lake of fire. And this is just God saying, here's how it's all going to play out. So we'll just kind of go back to 11 in Enoch. And the Lord said to Michael, go bind Sinjis and associates who have united themselves with women so as to have defiled themselves with them in all their uncleanness. When their sons have slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, bind them fast for 70 generations in the valley of the earth till the day of their judgment and of their consummation, till the judgment that is forever and ever is consummated. In those days they shall be led off to the abyss of fire, into the torment and the prison in which they shall be confined forever. And whoever shall be condemned and destroyed will from thenceforth be bound together with them to the end of all generations. So there you go. I hope I didn't make it more complicated. I was trying to simplify it as best I can. Let me try to just wrap all that up again. So they're thrown in the bottomless pit. Well, not yet, but they will be thrown in the bottomless pit. And then later, when Christ returns, all evil spirits are thrown in the bottomless pit. And then after the 1,000-year reign, they're released, got the Gog-Magog war, and then finally that's just the decreation of the universe, and then the final judgment where everything is judged, and some are cast in a lake of fire and some are not. So any thoughts, insight, definitely put that below.